Arcanine is one of the most popular Generation 1 Pokemon of all time. It never got a Mega Evolution, which disappointed many of us, but it did get a regional form in Hisui, and is actually pretty solid. Beedrill is another Generation 1 Pokemon that was given love later on with a Mega form. They each have their own niches, but have never really been game breaking. Emerald Elite Redux has buffed both of them and have made them pretty viable, but this wasn't enough. In version 2.0, they received brand new Redux forms. Naturally, Beedrill's Mega form also received this change, and Arcanine was finally given a Mega that we've been waiting for. Both are very good, but what can they do? Should you use them on your team? Let's find out. Beedrill was always a fragile little guy. Very strong attacker in the early game, but gets outclassed quickly. It was given a Mega Evolution that helped with this some, but it wasn't one of the top tier Megas. In Emerald Redux, its stats were buffed slightly, but being a bug type still hurt its damage output. A big change was needed to bring this power to the forefront. A Redux form was just the solution for the Beedrill line. Now an Ice Poison type, its stab coverage is much greater. Its stats still won't wow you, but 135 in speed is very good, and 110 in attack can be enough for plenty of KOs. Ability wise, they all help to make Redux Beedrill a threat to teams. Freezing Point is a unique ability to Emerald Redux and gives all contact moves a 30% chance to inflict the foe with Freeze Burn. In this game, it's the opposite of a burn and cuts the special attack in half. Redux Beedrill has a decent special defense, so this can easily end a special attacker. This also can be inflicted by the foe contacting you. If you don't think its attack is enough, you can run the ability Whiteout. Whiteout will boost Beedrill's attack by 50% in the hail, so perfect for hail teams. If you want it going first guaranteed, you can run the ability Slush Rush. In the hail, this will increase its speed, which is already very good, by 50%. This can also allow it to invest heavier in attack. Speaking of attacks, its innate ability Exploited Weakness will allow it more power when a foe has a status condition. 25% more power, so Toxic Spike set up will really help it get KOs. Or, Beedrill can inflict these status problems itself. This is made much easier because of its most important innate ability, Skill Link. Skill Link will cause all of Beedrill's multi-hit moves to hit the max of 5 hits. Moves like Toxic Needles, Icicle Spear, and Peck. Hit all 5 times and give a much greater chance for that poison to set, or if you're running Freezing Point, 5 chances for that Freeze Burn. The earlier you can inflict it, the more damage you'll put out. Its Levitate ability will not only give it a ground immunity, but it will increase its flying type moves by 25%. So Peck is a very reliable skill link move to use, with the total base power being 156. No drawbacks either. So overall it's pretty decent. If you watched part 2 of my playthrough, which you should totally check out by the way, you'll see how reliable it can be. Overall, a solid change. But of course, they couldn't forget about its Mega Evolution. Nearly all of its stat boosts go into its attack and speed, now 150 and 175 respectively. An explosively powerful glass cannon. There's simply no way around it. If this thing's going first, it's going to do unbelievable damage. As far as abilities go, nothing changes except for one of its innates. Losing Levitate, losing the flying buff, and gaining a ground weakness sounds bad, but what it gets in return, adaptability, more than makes up for it. It's not meant to survive hits anyway. It's there to blow up teams that don't have the speed to stop it. Giving its poison and ice moves an additional 50% more damage on top of its base attack going up by so much will make it a nuke. Even if you're afraid that priority will finish it, its Ice Shard is disgustingly strong. Its main ability now is Freezing Point, and that's probably the best it could have. Mega Redux Beedrill is absolutely a great choice for a Mega and will help many of you in your playthroughs. Arcanine is one of my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. It's a super cool fire type who we all thought was a legendary at some point, but it was never on that level competitively. In the games it's great to use, but it did struggle in competition. That is why I love its new Redux form. Retaining its fire type, but adding grass and upgrading its look with a sick design, including its shiny. Stats wise, in this game, Arcanine is a pseudo legendary and has pretty rounded stats, attack and speed being the most prominent. Ability wise, it makes up for some of its shortcomings. Getting the opposite of what made Arcanine so good, Scare, lowers the foe's special attack on entry, unlike Intimidate, lowering attack. This will increase its survivability and can let it set up easier for more power using moves like Bulk Up. With its new ability Fertilize, all of its normal moves become grass and get a 10% boost. Moves like Double Edge and Thrash become really strong with this power increase, but the move I think benefits the most from this is Extreme Speed. 88 base power stab priority move can really give Pokemon problems. That's not its only attack increasing option though, as it gets Tough Claws boosting contact moves by 30%. This still benefits Extreme Speed really well, but other moves like Power Whip and Flare Blitz do crazy damage. On top of this, its innate ability Raw Wood will increase all grass moves by 20% and halves damage from grass moves. Not that you would be hit with grass anyway, but now it basically does nothing. It's good if you switch into it though. Not as good as switching into a fire move because Flash Fire will not only make it immune to it, it will increase its fire moves by 50%. That would be a huge mistake to make. Its last innate ability can really come in clutch. Stench adds a 10% chance to flinch to all moves. So when spamming Extreme Speed, they might not even get a chance to answer back and have to take 2 in a row. Using Berry Smash could just activate its berry for free if they get flinched. Of course, things are taken to the next level when it gets its Mega Evolution that Arcanine has been waiting for. With increases to power and speed, it becomes super scary. 145 in attack, 135 in special attack, and 130 in speed. Now you have to worry about both attacks destroying you. While I think its attack is its best bet, its special attacks can still be dangerous. The speed increase is really nice as you won't need to rely on Extreme Speed as much. As far as abilities go, everything stays the same as the base form, but Flash Fire was replaced. So it loses the fire immunity, but that was a bit niche. Flame Body is so much better. Not only can it burn foes that contact it, it has a 30% chance to burn them with all of its contact moves. Extreme Speed just gets better and better. It's not the bulkiest in the world, but getting a burn on any physical attacker will make it impossible for them to take it out. It's a really fun Mega to use and it can be super clutch in many battles. Not to mention its design is just awesome. Overall, these are some of the more impressive new Redux forms they've introduced. They can really hold their own and make playthroughs so much more enjoyable. Their Mega forms can be the MVP of your team and may just become your favorite. Let me know your thoughts on the Redux forms and let me know which ones you'd like to see me talk about next. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.